Hello everybody, welcome to the United Stands. I'm Mark Goldbridge and this is your latest Manchester United news as Mark Goldbridge gifts 5 memberships in the live chat. Marcus Rashford and Antony head towards the exit door and potentially Joshua Zirkzee as well. We've got Juventus' director talking about a deal for him and Di saying that they are interested in taking Zirkzee to United. This January transfer window is popping off, but to be honest with you, it might be popping off, but can you reveal what you're going to show us? Because we need to see the goods. Lots to get into on the Friday night show tonight. It is Friday night. It's a little bit different. If you've checked out my Instagram story, you might have a clue. At Goldbridge Mark. I've been down the pub. I've had a few. That's what we do on a Friday night sometimes. None of this dry January nonsense. If you're into all that, that's great. But you know what? You'll be down the pub and you'll be eating a Big Mac by February the 1st. So why are you kidding yourself? Get into reality. Lots going on. What's going on? Benny C says, where's the beef? I don't know what he's talking about. Methane Man's gifted a membership as well. Maybe it's going to be a gifted night. I've gifted 5 memberships as well. So is Mike JBA. But it's Fabrizio Romano who's gifting us the big news tonight. We've also got some stuff about Osimhen that's quite interesting as well. Not 100% sure about the source, but some people are getting excited. So Fabrizio Romano has given us a few updates tonight around Manchester United. With Antony, Manchester United are opening the door to a January transfer exit for Antony. That's coming in from Fabrizio Romano. We've also got rather significantly around Marcus Rashford. This is what Fabrizio Romano has had to say. The situation with Amorim and Rashford remains not that easy in terms of performances in training. He's not considering a move to the Saudi Pro League despite interest. He wants to continue his career in Europe. And this is what the director of Juventus has had to say on the Zirkzee rumours. We never discussed with Man United about Zirkzee. I don't know what's going to happen in the next few weeks. Man United are busy with their own things. But Di is saying that they are interested. So lots to get into there. I mean, look, first things first. There's 3 things to talk about there, isn't there? And there's Osimhen. So I think with regards to Zirkzee, I just think this is coming from his side. That's my theory on that. With regards to Antony, I just think he's technically not good enough. With regards to Rashford, what I really find interesting is that Fabrizio Romano is saying that the training issue is still there for Amorim when he's analysing Marcus Rashford. And I don't think I've said this, which is surprising. What surprises me is that when you get dropped from a Manchester derby nearly a month ago, and it's because you're not giving enough in training, to still be not giving enough in training 3 or 4 weeks later is pretty shameful. Like, if Amorim leaves you out because he's not getting what he wants, but other people are giving it, and you're still not giving it, I mean, that's what we're fundamentally dealing with here. Amorim doesn't feel that this particular player is giving enough in training. Now, let's call a spade a spade. Amorim basically doesn't think he's trying in training. So if Amorim doesn't think he's trying in training because he thinks he can give more, is he trying in training? And that, to me, is fundamentally the biggest issue here, is that we can all dance around, you know, the campfire if we want. But what we're basically dealing with when it's coming in from sources like this is that really there is a suspicion that Rashford's down tools. Oh, but it's Rashford. Oh, let's protect him. It's not his fault. But look, this has got nothing to do with me. It's got nothing to do with you. This is coming out from good sources. 3 weeks after being dropped after a Manchester derby, he's still not putting it in training. I mean, the arrogance of it, it's just disgusting. This deal needs to happen. He's not playing against Liverpool. Get him gone. Let him go and start his career elsewhere. It just needs to happen. We can't... I think the greatest thing about this story will be the day where we don't have to talk about it anymore. Who's with me? Smash a like on the video. Like, the day we don't have to talk about Rashford anymore, hallelujah. It'd just be great, wouldn't it? I just think, like, If 3 weeks later, Amorim thinks he's not working hard enough in training, how do they ever get back? How do you ever get back from this? Just get it done. Get it done. Mojo's gifted 20 memberships, by the way. Kamsi says, Mark, aren't you worried about Mainoo's contract? No, why? Why should I be? I think Mike, JBA, and Mojo are having a bit of a head-to-head. They sometimes do this. Because Mike, JBA, has just gifted 10 memberships as well. Absolute legend. Ravis has gifted a membership. Love your team preview, Mark. You have so much passion and knowledge. United should hire you to give pep talks to the team. Thanks, everyone who watched that preview. We did fit it in the end. Mojo's gifted another 10 memberships. Krishna's given a 1 as well. Thank you, Krishna. Are these exits more Amorim driven or Ineos driven, says Centimetres? Well, they will be driven by Amorim, won't they? Seth Walters has gifted a membership, and so has Antony Julian. And Treza's gifted 5 as well. Lots of people gifting. I forgot it's Friday. People are gifting memberships. Thank you. I've got another 5 to gift as well in a bit, so we'll get on to that. Look, I think all these exits are driven by Amorim, because that's the way it should be driven. I mean, look, at the end of the day, if you're Ineos or you're the Glazers, you don't want to sell any of these players because it's going to cost you money. You're going to drop money, you're going to have to replace them, etc. But the manager should be allowed to make the decisions. That's what should happen fundamentally in any football club. So this is why I want to see it start happening. As I said to you last night, I don't really care who goes. I have preferences on who should go, in my opinion, and people who should stay. But as long as we start to see some activity, we all know that we have to see departures, 100%. Mojo's just gifted 50 memberships, by the way. He's taken over the Friday show again. He's a legend of the chat yet again in 2025. Big shout out to Mojo if you got your badge in the chat. Love that. Next story I want to talk about is Antony. Fabrizio Romano has reported that Manchester United are opening the door to an Antony exit in January. And I want to bring in Osimhen at this point as well, because I've been doing this for a long time. I'm sure you lot have been watching for a long time or have followed Man United for a long time. And you sort of get the feel about transfer news and transfer stories. So tonight, there's a few stories about Osimhen. There's one in particular coming in from a Nigerian source that obviously is a Nigerian player, that Osimhen wants to go, and he might be wearing the red of an English club, and people are getting very excited, and people are comparing him to Rasmus and Xerxes. The bottom line is that we need to stop doing that. We need to stop thinking about new players being better than old players and demeaning old players and championing new players. What we need to build is a squad. We have got talented players at Man United, but they don't fit together, whether that's mentality, ego, whatever. We need what Liverpool have got, what Arsenal have got, what Man City have had, what Real Madrid have. You can have talented players, but if you can't work together, it will never work. And Man United players don't work together. And this can be dislike, ego, weak mentality, whatever. We need players to work together. What we absolutely categorically need is a striker with experience. Now, Osimhen would deliver you that. Gyökeres would give you that. So if we did bring Osimhen in, it's not about Osimhen's better than Xerxes and Rasmus. It's about Osimhen gives experience to Xerxes and Rasmus and gives us more options. It's about enhancing our squad. I think too many of our fans don't understand what actual success is anymore. They don't understand what a squad is. They don't understand that you need a squad. They don't understand that Arsenal didn't win the league last year, not because they weren't good enough. Arsenal didn't win the league last year because they don't have a squad as good as Man City. Arsenal's 11 against Man City's 11, roll a dice, flip a coin. But squad-wise, Man City had it. And too many of our fans want to go, oh, this player's better than that player, and I don't like that player. But what you need is 4 wingers, 3 strikers, 6 midfielders, 5 centre-backs, 4 full-backs, 2 goalkeepers. You need competition. You can have a preference, but you can't have a preference where it's like, I don't want Rasmus to score because I want Osimhen to play every single minute. I'm old enough and privileged enough to remember 99. We had 4 strikers. Solskjaer, Sheringham, York and Cole. And at no point did I go, oh, fucking hell. For fucking hell. He's playing bloody Solskjaer and Sheringham and he's benched Cole and York for rotation. Fuck off, Solskjaer. Fuck off, Sheringham. I was like, this is a squad game. This is what we need to do. And that is what we need. We need an Osimhen or a Gyökeres to come in and supplement Erasmus and a Xerxes. That's what we need. Maybe Xerxes is going to go. Obi Martin might come through. But we need a squad. We are never going to be successful if we focus on individuals that we think are going to play every minute of every game. So I would like Osimhen at Man United. I would like Gyökeres at Manchester United. I would like another striker at Manchester United. But with regards to Osimhen, I'm not going to get obsessed by it because I'm not convinced it's going to happen. At this moment in time, I'm not convinced it's going to happen because he's a £70 million player. And we don't have £70 million, and we need, if we did have £70 million, we need to spend it on other areas. So I think Osimhen would be very dependent on Rashford and some sort of swap deal, which I think is pretty speculative considering the FFP ramifications of a swap deal. But let's see. Rashford will be compared to George Best, not for his football, but for his off-field lifestyle ruining his career. Rashford looks done at 28, says Colin. Would you still take Ivan Toney? I never would have took Ivan Toney. John, for me, I wasn't comfortable with that. Philippe, welcome to the Members Club. Tumbleweed says that Mojo is a legend. Yes, he is. And Patrick Lynch says, if we actually see the Deadwood go, then I'll believe that the club is actually starting a proper reset. That's the indicator of proper change. Until it happens, take any news with a pinch of salt, says Patrick. Always the voice of reason. Look, I was down the pub a couple of hours ago, up until about 20 minutes ago. I was talking a bit about football. Somebody said to me, do you think Rashford will go? I said, hold this thought. If Rashford goes, and I think he will, if Rashford goes, it is the sacrificial lamb I and the United Stand community have been talking about for 3 years. Nobody is safe if Rashford goes. That's how symbolic it is. You could replace Rashford with Bruno, but it doesn't matter. The player that goes doesn't matter to me. It's the significance of the player that goes. We need a sacrificial lamb at this football club, and we've needed it for about 10 years. We need to kick a player out that makes the rest of the squad go, shit. In 2006, Sir Alex Ferguson booted Roy Keane. Nobody believed it. They were like, what? How many titles has he won for you? How many times has he been the manager on the pitch for you? And you've thrown him out like rubbish, because he said something in an interview. You booted a legend out who's given you so many titles, literally won you so many titles. You've sacrificially sacrificed one of the greatest players we've ever had. What people don't put together with that is that Sir Alex Ferguson booted Roy Keane in 2006. How many titles did we win between 2006 and Sir Alex Ferguson's retirement? I can't remember, but we definitely won 3 in a row. We won another Champions League. I think we won 4 or 5. I think we won 4 or 5 Premier League titles. So that sacrificial lamb basically said to the rest of the squad, nobody's safe. Nobody is safe. And that's what you need to happen. Happened in 95 as well. In fact, to be fair, Sir Alex used to do it every 10 years. He did it in 95. He got rid of Kanchelskis, Hughes and Ince. We won the title and the double the next year. You need to do this. And that was a team that was winning leagues. This team wouldn't know what a bloody league title was if you rammed it up their arse. They wouldn't have a bloody clue. They wouldn't even notice. So we need this. It's not about Rashford. It's not about whoever it is. It just needs to be somebody that makes the rest of the squad go, fucking hell, didn't expect that. Didn't expect that. So yeah, I think this is really important. But ultimately, all we are at the moment is speculation. All we are at the moment is maybe this will happen. Maybe it will happen. We need to see it happen. And we need to see it happening because I think it's well overdue. So also in Fabrizio Romano's update, he said that Man United are opening the door to Antony leaving in January. So how does this make you feel? How does this make you feel? I've got to be honest, I'm rather indifferent when it comes to Antony. I think that he's been here 2.5 years now, which has flown by, actually. It has gone really quick. I remember the first year, I thought he was treated, but I mean, this is a guy that scored 3 goals in his first 3 Premier League games. And then has been pretty bad since then. He's had the off-field problems with the accusations there. He's actually been quite injury-prone as well. He's been very left-footed. He's had the fidget spin. I think the British media have done the typical British media job. I think they've over-egged the pudding a little bit. They've been a bit too negative, but I think Amorim's given him an opportunity, and we've seen them opportunities in recent weeks. I really liked Antony at Ajax, and I really liked many players that have played in the Dutch division that end up just being shit. Like, I don't feel guilty for this. There are many players that have played for Ajax or PSV that you think are going to be world stars, and some of them do. Some of them are Bergkamp, some of them are Overmars, some of them are Kluiverts, but some of them aren't. They're Memphis, and I think that with Antony, he looked very good in the Ajax side, and we've never seen a glimpse. And I agree with Greg Donald 123. At Ajax, he looked amazing, and it wasn't just us. It wasn't just us. He used to get picked for the fucking Brazilian team. So it wasn't just us that were conned by this. I mean, we got conned by too much money. But with Antony, it's a technical thing. I'm not interested in he's very left-footed. Robban was very left-footed. I'm not interested in the off-field activities because he's not been found guilty of anything. I'm not interested in the injuries because there's far more players injured than him. I just think it just comes down to one thing. Technically, he's not good enough. Whatever he was doing in the Dutch league, he can't do in the Premier League. And he's never looked capable of doing it in the Premier League. In 2.5 years, I've never watched him for even 45 minutes and gone, yeah, he's got it. It reminds me of Pepe at Arsenal. Obviously a very good player before Arsenal spent £70 million on him. But the minute he came to the Premier League, he looked at him and went, he is not technically good enough for this league. And that's the problem with Antony. He's just not technically good enough. It's not about effort. It's not about desire. It's not about, anything other than technicality. And for that reason, he's got to go. He's got to go. And if Man United are looking to move him on, then absolutely, I agree that is the way to go. Because Manchester United have got to do better than what we're doing at the moment. So for me, yeah, you need to move him on. Antony's better than Garnacho, says Shush. I think you got the perfect name. Ryan Morham, welcome to the Members Club. Really appreciate that. Corey Lukey has been a member for 36 months as well. Mike JBA has gifted another membership. Eno says Rashford will leave, but probably in the summer. I think Rashford goes in January, mate. I mean, I really do. I mean, he's missing another game. I don't see a way back. I just think it's so toxic. I think the situation is just this ridiculous power play between Rashford and Amorim and the club and his entourage. And I don't see a way back. I really don't. I think he's gone in January in one way, shape or form. This team is just not good enough. EA knew exactly what they were doing when they gave United a 4-star rating on their game. A group of average players, says Rahil. I'm sick and tired of the Rashford saga. Goodbye, says Michael. People saying Osman down tools for Napoli. Joke. Napoli didn't protect him when he was being racially abused by his own fans, leading to the breakdown of the relationship. Napoli betrayed him, says GK. Is Reinders achievable? AC Milan are 8th, says Thomas. Pineapple Guy, welcome to the Members Club. Happy birthday to Linda Searles. We are blessed to have you in this community, says GSS. You've guided me in such a tough last year. Enjoy your day and keep blessing us. Well, Linda is a legend of the chat. So big shout out to Linda, who is one of our moderators as well. Big shout out to Linda. Is Angel Gomez coming in January or the summer, says Angel Bomb. I don't know whether he's coming in at all. Angel Bomb. I know he's out of contract in the summer, but at the moment, I'm not sure whether he's a target or not. It's such a shame of what Rashford could have become, says John Jordan. And Martin Saunders says, talking swap deals and FFP, surely if both clubs agree same value, Rashford and Osman are both 70 million, FFP is net zero on that deal. A bit of clever accounting. I don't know, Martin. I think we need to speak to Swedish Rumble about this. I don't know how that works on FFP. Yeah. Constantine says, I hate to be that guy, but you missed my super chat. Well, don't be that guy then. Don't be that guy. Because you are that guy. You're that guy now. You're that guy that slows down the momentum as we go scanning back to try and find a super chat by Constantine, which I actually can't even see. And you know what, mate? This will never happen again now. I found it. It's remarkable that it took Manchester United this long to offer contract extension to their one shining light this season, Ahmad. Can you imagine if we let him go on a free? What a mess. No, bad chat, Constantine. Bad chat. You are a legend of the chat, but that's a bad chat. I mean, the Ahmad stuff just isn't a story. I know people want it to be a story. I know people are nervous about it, but he's always going to sign this contract. I don't know why the delay is, but he's always going to sign it. My theory, Constantine, is the same one I said to you at lunchtime. I actually think this contract could have been done 2 weeks ago. I think they are doing it in January because it's like a new signing. And I'd be scared about that because it's a Glazer tactic. You announce a new signing that people want to happen in the window to cover up the fact that you haven't done business that you needed to do. I think this Ahmad deal could have been done 2 weeks ago, but they're keeping it for the window to cover up the fact that they're not going to do as much business as they should. I think it's tactics. I think it's Glazeronomics. I think it will be announced in the window to go, it's like a new signing, everyone. You were worried. I wouldn't be surprised if we started to get leaks that Ahmad might not sign a new contract and they'll be coming from United so that when he does sign, everyone goes, oh, thank God for that. It's like a new signing. I think we're being spun, to be honest, because all I've ever heard is that Ahmad is signing a new deal. He could sign for Real Madrid today to go in the summer, but there is no mention of it at all. Sup, Mark, sorry about yesterday. I got the wages wrong, says Rex. Romano has confirmed that Ahmad will sign a new contract. Said it's down to the last details. Emily Derry, I couldn't be more relaxed. You know, you could get me a pina colada, a carousel, you know, one of them big deck chairs, and I'd be sat there, you know, be absolutely fine, sucking on, you know, the story that Ahmad is going to sign. And before anybody starts talking about filth, by the way, you know what? I can't get on the bloody mainstream because apparently I'm too edgy. I've just seen bloody Angry Ginge going down to watch Luke Littler in the Dars, and he said, my throat's so sore, I feel like I've sucked off 72 blokes. Got bloody Red Bull and bloody JD all over him. I don't know. I think it's just ageism. I love Angry Ginge, but I think it's ageism. I think it is. I think you can say what you like if you're under 30, but over 30, no, it's not mainstream. I like Ahmad as well. Can you call my friend Jake a prat? He recently got a poster of you on his wall. Well, he ain't a bloody prat, Daniel. He's a legend. Thank you very much for that. I'm too old. I am too old. Nothing wrong with that. I'm about ready to give up anyway. It's stubbornness that won't let me. Mark, I think I'd want Gyökeres, says Andy Cheetham. He has grafted to get where he is, and he has played in England already. Osman is a good player, but not played here. Osman is a very good player. Like I would love Osman at Man United. I'm just not worried. I mean, I genuinely still think that Rasmus will be a good player for Man United. I genuinely think that Garnacho could be a superstar for Man United. I don't know whether it's going to happen, but I do believe. But, you know, it's like having Mainu and Agate and somebody saying, do you want Edison and... I'm trying to think who I would really, really want. Do you want Edison from Atalanta and... I nearly said somebody who would not be good. Bruno Guimaraes from Newcastle. I'd take both. Yes, thank you. And then you get people in the chat going, what? You want Bruno Guimaraes and Edison? What happens to Mainu and Agate? Don't care. 4 players for 2 positions. Let's party. Rotation, fighting for places. I don't care how many good players we've got. I don't care if we've got 3 left backs. You know, Gutierrez, Alvaro Fernandez or Theo Hernandez. All 3, thanks. Oh, what? Who's going to play? Don't give a shit. Let them fight it out. I really don't care how many good players we've got. So I'm not... some people, I think, look at things and go, if we get Osman, what happens to Xerxes and Rasmus? Don't care. Let them fight it out. Maybe they'll learn off each other. I just want quality, as much quality as possible. And it surprises me, and maybe it's because we haven't won a league title for so long, but Man City have won titles because they've got a squad of 20, not because they've got a best 11. We need quality in depth. That's what we need. I'm not fearful of any player being brought into this football club because we actually need quality in depth. 100%. Is it true we've given Maguire an extra year, same wages per week? If that doesn't show the ineptitude of Ineos, that what would? Yes, it is true, Mike. It's been confirmed by Amorim if you check out the video this afternoon. Joseph Munnings, thank you very much and welcome to the Members Club. You're 11 legend. Theodore says, Theodore, welcome to the Members Club. It is a Friday night, so you can chuck other questions at me if you want to, which is exactly what Kado has said. Thought you'd hate pina coladas, Mark. Pineapple brings back bad memories. I don't think I do like pina colada, actually, but I do like pineapple and pizza. Mojo says, if we don't move and sign at least a couple of players in January, trust me, nightmare unfolding for the rest of the season would have a new hellish definition. Lovely, lovely, Mojo. Lovely, lovely. And John Jordan says, ever think about going on Stick to Football, Mark? Somebody should tell him. I'm banned. Banned, mate. Made a resolution to grow my channel. Dog manager interview parody shorts to 1,000 subs this year. I'm at 50. Any advice? Did you make any resolutions as Riley the Man United Doodle? Well, hopefully you'll get more than 50 subscribers tonight because Friday night's always a very different type of show. So check out Dog manager interview parody shorts. Let's get him up to 52 subscribers. Resolutions for me this year. Numerous, but consolidation is always the big thing. I think if you can come out of a year with the same people around you, that's a good year. And I always hope for that first, you know, which is basically health and happiness for the people that matter. And obviously that includes you lot. On a United standpoint of view, live shows, I want to do a couple of those this year. Again, I loved those and I want to do those, especially because it's our 10th year. This is our 10th year. Nobody knows the exact date, but we changed from Soccerbox to United Stand in around February, March 2015. So United Stand is coming up for 10 years in the next 2 months, officially. So I want to do some shows around that. And also we've hit 2 million, but it's the 10 years that's more important to me. I really hope we can get a hold of Olmo if things fall through. Have United been closely monitoring him, or is that a story false, says Jace? I think Olmo wants to stay at Barcelona, mate. It seems a bit opportunist. And I don't like opportunists because you're taking a player that doesn't want to leave his club because his club are fucked up. I don't know whether that's the right mentality of player. I do question the United fans that want Olmo because they talk about, well, we talk about mentality, desire. Where's the mentality and desire to play for Man United from Olmo? I mean, he would basically be leaving the club he wants to play for through force to play for us. I don't know whether that's a good mix. I really don't. Why have Man United official Instagram have Marcus Rashford on their story with the caption saying team news for Liverpool trip? Clicks. Clicks. Mr. JTEX, thank you very much. I mean, didn't Man United used to have a page on their website that was transfer news? And on it, it would have Man United are looking to sign some knobhead from France via The Sun. So Man United will do anything for clicks. social media team. Mark, yes, you're too old. Love you since Van Gaal, says Pineapple Guy. On the way to 100, says Klaus. Lovely stuff. I like Ahmad, but I feel like he's overhyped. Yes, we need players in other positions, but we massively lack firepower up top. We need to address this, says Pedro. How would you assess the future if we win on Sunday, says Aris? I don't think it makes any difference. I don't think Sunday makes any difference in relation to the future, because we've beaten Man City at the Etihad this season and then lost however many games in a row. I really hope we can get done that one. And I've got a story about Xerxes to talk about as well. I agree, quality and depth. Osman as well, says Andy Cheatham. Is your son happy with Maguire extending his presence at Man United, says Red Eagle 89. I haven't actually spoken to him yet. Luke Littler is currently spanking on a slot at the dot. Luke Littler is going to win that title. Piece of piss. Ever since Humphreys went out, it was over. Do you think it's weird that this is the time to impress the manager? Meanwhile, some players are doing the opposite, says Sly. Just shows you the ego of the players at Man United. Why do you think Eriksen is smashing it for Denmark so often but shit at Man United, says Politic? Because international football is like watching a VAR foul on replay. It's slow. You'd ruin my days if you gave up, says Rob Always United. Thank you very much for that. And Jackin FTW says, hello Mark, could you shout out my new TT page, Jack Talks? It's all about supporting other people that may need it. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you very much, Jack. I don't know what a TT page is, but everyone check out Jack Talks. Did you see yourself as Ricky after you retire? Or do you see yourself as Ricky after you retire? What is Ricky? And then I can answer the question. Coireen says, like Amorim and his idea, if you go to mainstream, it's over. The symbol of your channel is to challenge the mainstream. Yes, we're here for that. The Duke says, Osman is just too raw and he has an ego, a hint of entitlement. Red flag. We get him, supplying him is still a problem. They still can't pass and yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's a great point by the Duke. Whether he's got an ego or not, I don't know. But I certainly think that it amazes me that people think, let's buy Gyökeres, let's sign Osman, and they can't see what I've seen for 5 years, that we can't supply a striker. It doesn't change because you get Osman or Gyökeres. The ball doesn't magically find its way to them. You've still got to do something we're not very good at. What are your thoughts on selling Dalot? Who was that from? Jackson McGilvray says, what are your thoughts on selling Dalot to buy Alphonso Davies? Well, we don't need to buy Alphonso Davies for a start because he's a free. Selling Dalot to generate funds. I don't think we'd ever do it. I really don't think we would ever do it. But that yawns like a cry for help, isn't it? I saw myself do it on screen. I just caught myself out the corner. Yeah, I'm tired. I had a rubbish night's sleep last night. Oh, I don't know what's going on. I don't care if we sell Dalot. I don't care if we keep Dalot. I don't care if we sell anybody. I don't care if we keep them. We must do what needs to be done. If a player's not good enough, get rid. That's it. Get rid. Kia says, Ineos bought in a new manager mid-season with no funds to back him in January. Their mediocre track record in France does not fill me with confidence. Do you think selling Maxi Odiel was a bad idea? This is silent. Not really. I don't think he was the complete article that we did. Hi Mark, nothing against our wingers. However, with Ahmad being the most creative, he should provide better service to Rasmus. He's been begging, says Alonso. Thank you very much. I realise I haven't spoken about Xerxes. So the director of Juventus has basically said they've not had any contact with Manchester United. Manchester United appear to be dealing with other things at the moment. But Di Marzio, the Italian journalist, is saying that Juventus are interested in a Xerxes deal. I think that the Juventus update is probably the more significant one. There is a limitation to what you can do in 30 days. The January transfer window is only, well, Oh my fucking God, what is wrong with me? The January transfer window is only 31 days. There is literally a limitation. You can't do everything. You might have an intention to get rid of Antony, Casemiro, Xerxes, Delo, Rashford, whatever, and bring in 2 or 3 players. The reality is you'll do well to get rid of 2 and sign 2. You'll do... This is the problem. This is the problem we have. And maybe that's what Juventus are saying. Maybe they are interested in Xerxes, but maybe that deal is not an easy deal. And maybe Juventus are saying, yeah, we'll take Xerxes off you on loan. And Man United are like, fuck off. Just fuck off. Like, do you really think we're going to waste this window doing a loan deal with you? We've bought him in the summer. If you want him, give us 40 million quid or fuck off. And Juventus are like, well, we'll wait for you. And United are like, just do one. Like, we are interested in a deal, but we're not doing no loan deal, and we're not doing this, that, and the other. And I think that might be what's going on here, because United are trying to do a deal with Rashford, they're trying to do a deal with Casemiro, trying to do a deal with Antony, and you got Juventus going, oh, or AC Milan going, we'll take Xerxes off you. And United are like, hold on a minute. These deals we're trying to do, that we need to do, are really difficult. We've only had Xerxes for 6 months. If he stays till the summer, we'll look at it in the summer. But we don't need to do this deal now, and we're not wasting the limited time we've got listening to your shitty offers. And I think that's what's happening with Xerxes. I think that I think he is unsettled. I think his agent is talking to clubs in Italy, but I think clubs in Italy don't have a lot of money. And I think they're going, yeah, we'll take Xerxes off your hands. And United are going, piss off. Piss off. If you want to take him, give us our money back. And I don't think any of them want to do that. So, yeah, I think that's where we are with Xerxes. I think him and his agent have been pushing for a move, in my opinion, because it's never stopped. From the moment he came in to today, there's been a story about him going to Italy pretty much once a week. That's not coming from United. United don't do that. So they don't need to do that, and they wouldn't do that. So I think it's coming from his agent or him. But we've got 31 days. And to be honest, unless we're getting our money back for Xerxes, why would we entertain any conversations when we've got multiple conversations we can be having with more urgent deals? And I think that's what's happening there. Mubin says, my dad passed last year, a lifelong United supporter, always watched the games with him growing up. Thank you for the watch-alongs as they keep me going when watching United regards to the result. Well, thoughts are with you, Mubin, and thank you very much for your lovely message. I really hope we can get a win on Sunday. I'm not expecting it. Mark, frisky question. Goalie, who would you want? Andy Cheatham. Mate, I don't think about goalkeepers like some of you do. I would bring De Gea back. I would love De Gea back. It's that simple. If we brought De Gea back, he would make a lot of saves. We don't play out from the back anyway. I just love De Gea back. We never should have done that deal. I'd be happy with Kirkes and a 6/8 hybrid midfielder, says Emily Derry, like Edison. Anything else in would be a bonus. Glenn C says, do you remember the old message boards on the official Man United site in the 2000s? Player FC existed back then, but was more self-contained. I don't remember those. I don't think I was on those. Eno is gifted 20 memberships. What an absolute legend, Eno. We need to stop writing players off so fast, says Metzi. And also, who do you love more? Says James. Oh, this is always a good one. Who do you love more? Our community or the players? Oh, come on. At least make it hard. Right, okay, last few minutes. Chuck any question you like at me. I will answer it. I mean, I expect a harder question than that. Who do I love more, players or the community? Even though you can be absolute shits at times and abusive, this community every day of the week. Because you deliver every day of the week. And Man United don't. It's as simple as that. And on that bombshell, I've just gifted 5 more memberships. So there we go. But no, there's something, what we built is special. And that's why it's so big. And that's why there are a minority of people that try and slag it off all the time. I mean, they're watching. I saw another one today. It's the 3rd of January and the same twat who's been obsessed with me for years is already clipping me up on the 3rd of January. What happened on New Year's Eve, mate? Did nobody take you aside and said, you need help? You're obsessed. Don't ruin another year of your life. No, straight at it again. You're watching now as well, waiting for some little clip that'll get you a few retweets. Mate, sort it out. Get in contact with my secretary. I'll meet up with you. I'll help you out. It'll be my pledge to you in 2025. Because what you're going to see in real life is not what you think. Like, I'm there to help you because you need to sort yourself out. Who are your top 5 Man United players ever? Says Sagan. In my lifetime, I've done this so many times. I don't think it's going to change. Roy Keane, David Beckham, Cristiano Ronaldo, Vidic, and then the 5th one's always difficult because I do like Scholes, I do like Cantona, I like Irwin as well, Giggs, but who've I said? Ronaldo, Keane, Beckham. I think I'd have to put Rooney in there. I'd have to put. I'm too young for Robson, Bob. I'd love to put Robson in there, but I don't remember enough about Robson. I really don't. I was too young. Yeah, Keane, Beckham, Rooney, Ronaldo, Vidic. They'd be my 5, I think. Yeah, Neville. Look, best right back who played in the Premier League for me, but it wouldn't be in my top 5. Do you love me or your Pratt cat, says Nelson. How much time should Morel get in charge, says Metzi. Would you ever go on Lily Phillips for charity, says Andy. No, there's no money. There's no money. I mean, dipping it in there is like dipping it in a bloody rat's shitter. I'm talking about toilet. No, it's not. It's money's not that important. Who are your top 5 Man United? It's my 30th birthday, says Jamie. Hopefully Man United win on Sunday would be a nice present. I mean, that is a hell of a present. I tell you what, if they win on Sunday, Jamie, that's your next 10 presents. That, you know what? That actually happened to me once. It was Christmas and my uncle had forgotten to get us a Christmas present. And he went in his wallet and said, don't worry, I'll give you some cash. And all he had was, I think he thought he was going to have a £5 in there because it was about 25 years ago. And he had a 20 in there. And that was it. He was going through it and all he had was 20s. And he gave me and my sister a 20 and he went, that's your next 5 Christmases. And we were like, you know, we were only kids. Do you think Lenny Yoro will go to the Olympics, says Rahul? Thank you very much. Chelsea and Arsenal can plug and play a brand new world-class striker because they have a team behind to make them look good. United doesn't. The Duke, you're absolutely spot on. United Stand have gifted 5 memberships. That was me. Omar says we need another strong midfielder like Ugarte. Yeah, I've said this for a while. On top of a left wing back this January before a striker. I've said all this. Newcastle exposed our lack of physicality as well. Also, anyone bought in for Rashi would be great. We need playable and pacey attackers, says Omar. I mean, it'd be quick. You know what? If Rashford went, it'd be interesting what we replaced him with because I don't think we need to replace like for like because I don't think he even suits our system. I would say if you replaced Rashford with a left back, you've done the job because ideally, you'd want Rashford to be able to play like Ahmad can on the wing or as a number 10. He can't do either. So I'd replace Rashford with a 10 or a left back, really. I think that would be great for us. How long should Amorim get in charge, says Metzi? At least to the end of next season. At least, in my opinion. Yeah. Has anyone got any good questions? I mean, I've had a few of these. Come on. If you haven't watched That's Football, by the way, I loved the video with Robbie today. New Year, collaborating, some would say. The 2 biggest impacts on fan content creation over the last 10 years. I'd say you're right. Yeah. I think True Geordie and Loz had an impact, but I don't think they were massive about community, if I'm being honest. But they'd be the three, me, Robbie, and them. So it's nice to do that. Look, I'll always say this. I'm always, and I'll keep proving people about this. I've never, ever, ever, ever been opposed to collaboration. People are scared of it. I remember a Gobby United fan 10 years ago giving it off. We were tiny at the time. This was just a hobby. And I said, not only will I sit and have a debate with you, I will give you 500 quid to do it. Bottled it. When are you doing more career modes as Imp? It will be back. It will be back. I just need to figure out when. Who will want Antony? I've just joined the live, says he. Apparently Betis are interested. What about Red Men TV, says Sam. I've done loads with them. I've done loads with Red Men. They didn't ask me this year, but I've you know, good lads. I've done it with them loads of times. You know what? For me, and I've said this for a while, if I could, if somebody said to me, you can sit and have a football chat right here, right now, with any three people in the industry, who would you pick? I'd love Roy Keane. I'd love a go at Simon Jordan. Debate, not in a sex way. That'd be disgusting. And I'd do Neville just for the I suppose the views, banter, whatever you want. But Keane, Mika Richards, I would like to do a chat with Mika Richards. Roy Keane, I'd like to do because I actually think I'd be worried. He's probably about the only person I do respect, and he's my favourite player ever. I don't think there's anybody I've ever met, other than my granddad, rest in peace, that I've ever felt inferior to or scared of in a debate. And I think Roy Keane might, I don't know, I might just be normal me. But I just think with Keane, I might just go, and I'm not scared of that. I would put myself in that situation, and if I coiled up like a little quiet mouse, you'd have it in 4K. I don't know whether that would happen. I'd like to think it wouldn't, but I would even I would honestly admit now, I might just go, oh, Roy, whatever you say, Roy. I don't know. But Simon Jordan, I'd love to go at. Gary Neville, I'd love to do as well. Carragher, just to have a go at. Those three are all scared. They would never do it. Whereas I think Roy Keane would be like, who? But no, I don't think there's anybody I wouldn't do it with. I'm not interested in the tiny, gobby, abusive ones. I'm not interested in them. You know who I'm talking about. You know, why look down on people who say vile things about you? But proper football debate. I'd love to. Mark, been watching you for years. Love everything you do. Keep up the hard work and please wish me luck, as next week I'm going to shoot my shot with fine shit. Don't know what that means, Kays. Danton, thank you very much. Melissa says, Saeed TV collab when? Mate, used to be on the channel. Used to speak to him every week. Played FIFA with him. Why do I need another chat? He left. I'm not bothered about having a debate or a collaboration with anybody, but he literally started on this channel and left. Good luck to him. It wouldn't be breaking news for me to sit and have a chat with somebody I had a chat with multiple times. Go on the 2 million mates, says Johnny. Career mode we've done as well. Some of these questions are good. Some of them are good. Will you get True Geordie on? It would be such a great talk, especially after Loz. I did ask him. He won't do it. He blanked me. Funny character, Brian. I always really liked him, but very funny character. Not necessarily what you see on screen. Which is weird, really, because people like Robbie and Loz, what you see is what you get. But, yeah, I mean, I'd love to do that. I don't understand, I've always said this, whether it's Neville, Brian, whatever, I never understand people in this space who sit there and convince you that they're authentic and then decide, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. But the community want it. I think you're betraying what your community's about. Like, people want to see these things, and you go, no. But do follow me because I'm really authentic. When are you on the football filling again, says AZ? I don't know. It's a logistical thing. It's, you know, I'd love to say that me and Ben Foster had a big fight in Nando's a few months ago, and but no, we didn't. We still get on really well. It's just a logistical thing. Have you ever had a pasty? Oh, mate, GB, I love a pasty, especially a Cornish one. Also, when do you think Man United are going to be out of this mess? I don't know, but I'll be there for it. Besides family and United, what else makes you happy, says James? Walking, film, pool, kicking a ball about in the living room or the garden, reading if I get time, chatting. Yeah, you know, lots of things make me happy. And I hope lots of things make you happy as well, because that's what life should be. Evening, Mark. Would you rather Osman or Gyökeres? What a question. What a question. I think it would be Gyökeres, Agartasora. I think it would be Gyökeres for me, yeah. I'd be really happy with either, but I think it would be Gyökeres. But don't underestimate Osman. There is a very real conversation to be had that Osman's better than Gyökeres. There is. Thoughts on Dani Olmo situation? Can Man United make a move? No, my thoughts, you probably tuned in a little bit late. Wrestle India. My thoughts on Dani Olmo are that very, very good player, but we criticise players with a lack of ambition and desire to play for Man United, and then we want a player that wants to play for Barcelona but can't because of a technicality, but we'll take him. Like, where's his desire and passion to play for Man United, which we absolutely need? Fine shit means crush mark, says Kays. Okay. When did you last go to church, says Lans. I don't remember. Mark, if you could have any car, what would it be, says Rizzo. I've always wanted a Porsche. Yeah, I have always wanted a Porsche. Morning show has saved my life through hangovers, says Darren. Well, join me tomorrow at 10 o'clock. What was your biggest lesson as a leader? Ooh. I need to do more of these. I definitely think on the Mark Goldbridge channel, I need to find some sort of like content that's not football. Almost like getting a car and drive around. Maybe we should bring that back. Can you drink 7 pints of water at once? No, Parker, definitely not. Mark, will you be coming to the States for the World Cups as constant? I literally was talking about this today. I hope so. What was your biggest lesson as a leader? I think, funnily enough, I've done so many interviews to be a manager, and I've been a manager, not just in football, but, you know, in like general jobs. So I've done all the management training and all the management speak. I think it's all bullshit. I really do. But one thing I will say, and it's not the only thing, is when it comes to decision making and being a leader, the worst thing you can do, in my opinion, is rush into a decision. If you've got the time, you should take in as much information as you can, but then you've got to make a decision. So if you look at Ruben Amorim at Man United, the worst thing he could have done is walk in the door and say, Bruno, I love you, Rashford, get out. You've got to come in, learn, and then make your decision. You've got to talk to people, but then you've got to make a decision. And I think in life, what I'm basically saying is that if you think you've got all the answers, you will become vulnerable and make mistakes. You absolutely in life need to learn. And if you're a leader, you can't know everything. So you've got to speak to people. And look, you think about Sir Alex Ferguson, his last year at Man United and all that experience. If he's got a problem with Van Persie, and he acts on that problem without speaking to maybe another player who knows why Van Persie's got a problem, then Sir Alex Ferguson isn't learning the situation. So that's what I mean. You should gather as much information as you can before you make your final decision. But you've also got to make a decision as a leader. I hope that makes sense. Would you debate with UPTV, says Quinn Star? No way would he do it. He'd shit himself. Just as he did when I walked up to him a few years ago after he'd been slagging me off and said, how you doing? And he went, oh, hello, Mark. So, but if he wants to do it, I'll do it. But he'd shit himself. What's the worst Man United match you've watched, says James? Fucking hell. Many over recent years. How many jobs have you had? Loads, Ryan. I've worked in a cheese factory. I've done so many jobs. How about a chat with Southgate? He'd shit himself even more than the other guy. Greg, thank you very much. If you had a chance to interview a former manager, who would you pick, Jose or Ollie? I'd love to interview Jose because he's a legend. But from a Man United point of view, I'd like to interview Ollie because I think a lot of things I think Jose has let a lot of things out, whereas I think Ollie has kept a lot of things quiet. What happened to Will and the pod? It's out now. Grumpy Old Hecklers. It's on Spotify. You're the second person today to ask me that. Like, the podcast is out on Spotify every bloody week. It was out yesterday. I told you about it. What's your new diet like, Mark? You look good. Mate, it's crap for the last month. I need to get back on it on Monday. I mean, I've literally, before I came here, I had beans on toast with mushrooms, cheese, and a packet of Doritos on. Then I demolished half a packet of Pringles. So it starts on Monday. Would you do a channel on life lessons with interviews, says James? I'd love to. Will you be on the sideline of the Sidemen charity match at Wembley? Personally, I think you've got better knowledge than Gary Neville. You're right about the second bit, John. Look, I don't think I'll be involved in the Sidemen this year. That's fine. I'd love to, because I'd love to win a game, which I think I've been robbed of twice. But, mate, it's a privilege to get asked to do that thing. You know, this is a level that's just, it's not even the world we operate in, is it? So I'm not expecting it, and that's fine. Got gifted a membership, so just wanted to use this free chat to say thank you to you, Mark, and everyone at the United Stand and the community as well. Richard, you're a lovely guy. Thank you very much. Where does Salah end up next season? Liverpool, Wrestle India. If we hadn't got Ruben, would we want Gyökeres, says MP? I think we would. I think people would still talk about it. Do you think Chiesa will be good at Liverpool? He's got to get fit first. Nano. Right, that's it. Thanks everyone for watching. I'm back at 10 o'clock tomorrow. Smash a like. Love the community as ever. And I don't think there's anything in the Vlahovic swap. Pizza says, Eric Ten Hag took a major step for United by giving Rashford every chance, and now we can move on and forward. Amorim is a beast. What a way to finish the show, Pizza. 10 o'clock tomorrow. 2 watch-alongs on That's Football tomorrow. An 8 o'clock show on here as well. Lots to get into. Sunday, I can honestly say this is probably the same as Anfield last year. I wouldn't say I'm looking forward to it, but we will be there for it because we stand up and take it on the chin. And anybody who's scared or doesn't want to watch it, you're not a United fan. We're going to war. We're probably going to lose, but we're going to war because that's what you do for your club. Thanks everyone for watching. Take care. Speak to you in a bit.